Let's see if this is working. Hello, hello. Hi there. These are my hands. Oh, welcome, welcome. I am going to try something new today that's not gaming. And if this doesn't work out in some way, shape, or capacity to perfection, I'm just gonna scrap this entire video and you'll never see it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to try my hand at drawing some of the characters that I've been playing in these games that for some reason they're turning into mind blorbos. So those who know what that means, they know. And I just thought that I'm gonna do like a little relaxing sort of drawing stream style video, I guess. I don't want to particularly stream it because I fear that if I try like a live stream that no one's gonna show up. There's not enough people on this channel. So I'm just gonna sketch. I'm trying to put my hands here so that you got something to look at. Soon you'll see more of my hands once I start getting going. I'm just introducing the video right now, but yeah. I forgot what I was saying before that. Yeah, I think I was talking about live streaming. I don't want to live stream. I'm just gonna do a video, see how it works out, and just do like a sort of relaxing, kind of just hang back, hangout, but it's just me drawing and yapping to myself. That's what it feels like. Maybe if I become more confident, I'll start to do live streams and actually talk to people. But today I wanted to do Matilda and Irwin. And I have references here, though you can't see them, and it's probably not gonna look like the characters until I start actually getting really far in this. It's just gonna be a sketch for now. I'm gonna just start trying to draw. Let me see. It takes me quite a while to even get like a solid sketch. So this might be multiple videos, if at all, before it actually takes shape. And I'm not used to talking and drawing at the same time, so this is a challenge for myself. So let me try and envision the positions here first. How I want it to look, the positioning and everything. I'm also not used to working on this paper because it's watercolor paper, not sketchbook paper. Because the style of this game reminds me of watercolors, and I want to eventually use watercolors. So let me just get started. Let me concentrate first. What I want this to look like. Might be erasing a lot too, who knows. To be in the center, maybe. I might start actually talking more once I get more of my stride in this. So first they're going to be stick figures. Of course. Do I want it to be there? I don't know about that. It's just one line. I'm already like, nah, I don't like that line. The center is here. She's gonna have to be closer, so I'm drawing both of them together. I wanted to draw just her in general, but then I was like, I want him here too. Let's see. Everything that's in my head right now is like this movie quality, like Studio Ghibli castle in the sky type scene where she's like falling or like floating, but I don't know how that's gonna translate to this. It never turns out as good as what's in my head. Also, Irwin is like this huge dude. No, he's gonna be like towering over her. Oh my god. So like, let me try and let you guys in on what I'm envisioning. So I'm thinking of the scene where he takes her power. Well, he asks for it and she gives it to him. And he's like, okay, let's get out of here because they're in the mines. And he's a kid in that scene, but I wanted to draw the like grown-up version of him because like in my head, my little headcanon, they still have a relationship, but like he's older, she's they're the same age as him, but he's like grown up, and he's just, for some reason, he's doing this again. I don't know where my mind fan fiction went with that. I'm trying to find the space right now. Okay. If his head is like here. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. I'm trying to get the shapes down. So she's gonna be a little bit closer to him. Okay. This would be kind of where her face is. And then like, just gonna do exaggerated shapes for now. Oh, I need more references. It's hard because I'm using the computer right now to look up references and I have to scroll through them or like click on them while I'm doing this. Oh my god. Yeah, he's got like a lot of hair. He's got a huge mane, so I need like to make a lot of space for that up here. But they're centered around here somewhat. It's just blobs for now. These are a bunch of shapes. They don't mean anything. Yeah, I just want to do that scene because I had this very ethereal vision about it, and I'm like, that would be so cool. I don't care if it doesn't make sense canonically. It's just fan art. And I just find them very compelling as a couple, even though they're kind of, they don't really have the best morals, either of them. Though sympathetic, I would say. Like, they're both, or at least he's sympathetic. He has every reason to hate humans with how he's like treated, I guess. He's like discriminated against. But he's a villain, of course, and I don't know, I find I don't read dark romance, but I find like characters that have like dark sort of storylines pretty compelling, kind of like on the show Yakuza Fiancé and such, like couples that would never work out in real life because they're just complete red flags. I don't know, I just find that compelling. Not for myself, it's just an interesting story dynamic, so like to read about it, don't like to live it. That's how it is. Yeah, just getting the shapes down here. I don't know how I would make him. I want him to be like having his arm out. And there's gonna be like a glowy light here. I have no idea how his shoulder's gonna look like here. I know he's got like shoulder pads here. I imagine his arms are probably like... But yeah, I was also going to just like yap about other things to do with the channel while I'm at it. It's gonna take me a bit of practice to get used to talking and drawing at the same time, because usually I'm very like focused and quiet when I draw, when I do art, and I spend a lot of time on my sketches before I ever put color down. So it's like it's a long process. But I will continue at this. I'm like standing up for this. I'm not used to this angle of drawing. It's usually like in my lap, or I'm like scrunched up in a ball. How do I want her face to look here? What angle are we going for here? We're doing the free run angle, the above the chin, or no, below, like she's looking up, the free run looking up meme. Something like that. Oh, that would be very difficult. I don't know how I'd achieve that. It's gonna take me a while to visualize this. But yeah, since this video I'm sure is going to be a lot longer and more drawn out, I'm not gonna be as like consistent. Like when I'm doing gaming videos, I tend to try to like think about what I'm gonna say next to make it like more entertaining. And this is more like I'm trying to focus, hyper focus on what I'm doing here. How do I want her eyes to look? I usually try to do the faces first. It's my first thing that I want to orient, and then I start doing the rest. Like I'll do like sticks or like little basic things, shapes for the body in a sense, to get like where the placement is before the overall piece, so I know like the positioning. But nope, nope. That line's weird. That's a weird line. It's making me recall that one meme where it's like, y'all need to respect artists because it takes them 5 million tries on one single line. That's very true. At least in my case. I used to watch like those Nickelodeon shows where they show like the artists, like how they draw their characters, and they do like one swooping line with like utter confidence and marker, and I was always just like awestruck by that. Like, how the frick did they? Well, they do. They're professionals, of course. I'm not even looking at the reference. What am I doing? What am I doing? She has a tiny, tiny face, just like many of the characters in this game. So I have to make her more delicate features. I might even post like, drawing I did before. I mentioned that I drew Pearl before, one of the characters. If you're watching the playthroughs, you would know who I'm talking about. Pearl, I drew Pearl once. So I gave her features very reminiscent of the art style of this game, combined with the way I like to draw characters. I'm not sure if I like this placement yet, but I'm just gonna draw their faces because it gives me like an idea of the mood of what's going on here. Yeah, my style kind of aligns similarly to this game style. That's why I like the aesthetics a bit. I want to draw, like, if I'm being honest, I want to draw him in his adult form because he's like this. He's got like, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got like a rockin' hard pack of abs. He's like this really handsome, freaking hot, muscly dude. I'm sorry, demon. Why wouldn't I want to draw that, right? If I were just by myself and I was playing this game, I'd be like, ooh, what's that? Hello. I was just focused on what was happening in the story. Hey there. I mean, I should like narrate my own justification for this fanfic. Like, oh, they went on an adventure after the storyline of this game. There's a spin-off where it's just Matilda and Irwin, and they're doing things, and he still has to borrow, like, maybe he like passes her power back and forth like it's a ping pong, you know, like it just he has the freaking battle here. There you go, back to you. And then you just gotta grab it again for like some other purpose. They're probably doing evil things out in the world and this is how he gains his power to transform. I don't know, man. If there's people that have done fanfics about this, let me know. Let me know what your headcanons are for them. I just want an excuse to draw a very ethereal scene. Here I am again going like really hard with the details right off the bat. Right off the bat. And I always draw tiny too, but oh well, what can I do? What can I say? What can I do? His hair kind of reminds me a bit of Link. He's the dark version. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try and continue this while I talk. I keep saying that because I'm not used to it. I'm really not. And I actually do have like a little list of things I was gonna talk about right next to me. I'm not even looking at it. I did kind of talk over what was on the list about why I chose this. I really just wanted to draw her, but I wanted it to be more dynamic than just her. I don't want to just draw characters in space. I want to actually have them doing something interesting. So I am challenging myself here. Oh boy, he's got another eye and I'm scared to draw it. Kind of giving him like cat eyeliner. He's gotta be a baddie, of course. Maybe he got makeup tips from somebody in the game. I don't know who he hangs out with. It wouldn't be Dana, because Dana doesn't strike me as a particularly girly girl. She's like a tomboy, kick your ass type character. He's got that like smirk in the, I'm going off of just the fan art here. It's kind of hard to tell with just one, they only have like one picture of him, really. I never even checked the manga. I really should have looked at it, but oh well. There's no face going on with her right now. Okay, this is better. This is a better angle here. I've been drawing up there for a while. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. Glowy blob here. What is his arms doing? I don't know. Maybe this blob should be a little bit lower. Like here-ish. I do enjoy characters that have like giant hair. It's always fun to draw. I don't know where I'm gonna go with his hair, because it's like a mane, like a lion's mane. I'm trying to get the shapes down here. His is massive, he's got a massive mane. He's got these big bull horns too. Characters with horns, am I right? Okay. Aesthetically. What were you thinking about? Anyway. Oh man, let me look at my agenda now. I wanted to get a little bit more personal, actually. I was initially just going to like record myself drawing and then talk over it, but I couldn't figure out how to do that, so I just figured it might be more authentic if I just talked while I did this. And that might be for the best, because figuring out the other thing, I'm not there yet. besides wanting to draw all of a sudden, when it's been a long time since I've genuinely felt the striking need to draw, I wanted to talk about why I started this channel, which is kind of ties into why I haven't drawn for a while. Because last year I was cranking out so many projects, and most of them was because they were drawn for other people. Like, not even like a commission. I don't even think I did any commissions. I think I've only ever done one commission, guys. I don't keep track anymore. But the reason is because I've been so stressed out from a lot of events that were happening that started since last year, and trying to make ends meet because of what I discovered from like what happened with my job, the state of my job. Long story short, they basically like cut down on my hours, but it wasn't just my hours, it was like a lot of people in the company were getting cut, and it was like the end of the year, it was around Christmas, and that's like the time when you're preparing things for the holidays, and I'm just like having a crisis because I'm like, am I losing my freaking job? And the reason they were cutting hours is because of, they were very upfront about it, is because they were implementing AI into my job. And like I work a type of job that deals with like computers a lot, or like software. I'm not gonna get like super in depth about it so that no one tries to figure out what I'm doing for a living. I don't know, I'm just a little, what do you call it? Have some trepidation around my job finding my channel. And I don't want to get into a situation, if they somehow guess or like, oh, we know you're talking about us, we're gonna get you, so I'm gonna be super vague. I work a remote job, but most of it is like software on a computer, and the computer is able to, because it's a computer job, AI, it's very easy to replace by AI. It has to do with closed captions. So now that an AI software could just do what we're doing pretty easily, the company is just like finding it harder to justify having people work for them. Of course, like most jobs right now. And that's kind of an issue that's happening just in general, which I just kind of want to touch on. Like, anyone who's going through that right now, I really feel for you. You're not alone. It really sucks. But that's what I had to contend with, is like, okay, I might end up being replaced. I'm basically already being replaced. We're working with the AI on our jobs, and it feels like the end is near. And that's been going on for like a few months now. So at first I thought like it was gonna happen right away. They're just gonna cut us off at some point. But apparently my company has actually been fighting to keep us around. So I'm being told. I don't know how true that is. Anyway, so I wasn't gonna stick around and like wait it out. I was already like applying for other jobs, and I'm like, oh god, like I'm doomed. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't have that great of a track record resume-wise. Don't really have much technical professional skills. So in order to cope with that reality, I just was like, in my declining mental health and my despair, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a fucking gamble and start a channel. Like, fuck it. Like, if like everything is closing in around me, realistically, I may as well just go all out with something that I've been thinking about doing for a while. Why the fuck not? Like, I'm just gonna be fucking insane and delusional and think like, pour all of my energy into a project that may or may not, I'm sorry, I'm erasing so much, Jesus Christ. I don't know what I want to do with his arm, but I may as well do something that may or may not pay off for me, that I'm passionate about, a project that I can work towards and build upon. Even if it's not going to get me anywhere, at least I made something and put it out in the world, and it feels like I'm being productive. So it originally started as an idea when I was talking with a friend, and they, like I said in one of my earlier videos on this channel, I talked about like I would create the channel because a friend was going through some really heavy stuff, which I'm not gonna get that much into. for context, say it's about like health problems in their family and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's really shitty. And I didn't really know how else to be supportive. So I just mentioned like, you know what? I was thinking of like getting a gaming setup to stream for you sometime. Like I figured that would be a good distraction at least, like something entertaining. And it was just an idea that I thought of around just like as a hangout, like over Discord, like, oh yeah, we're gonna play like Breath of the Wild or something over Discord, and I'm just gonna fuck around in that game for their amusement. And I think they were just kind of that they were cool with that idea, obviously, yeah, but they were going through it and I wasn't really able to do that quite as much. So then I thought like, okay, I'm just going to practice setting this up and make a channel out of it so that I know how it all works, and then I could get around to like streaming for them. It was mostly for them. And then once I got everything set up, I started to realize like, oh, I could actually do this like seriously as an actual like a channel thing, you know, like not just for fucking around, but actually entertaining a wider audience. So I kind of latched onto that and was like, yeah, how about I make a channel based around the backlog of so many Switch games that I just never touched. And this is gonna be my way of coping with my situation and also my friend's situation. And then it just turned into this routine that I had where I'm like, I'm gonna upload like crazy because I have all this time on my hands. I have no direction in life. And instead of just giving into feeling helpless, I'm gonna actually do something with my time that feels like I'm going somewhere. So that was the idea around this channel. And I mean, it's great. I'm kind of like getting a routine around it. It's gotten to a point where I'm learning to schedule things, got my stride in how things work around like the technical side of things outside of just playing games. There's a lot of things I had to learn. I had to learn how to edit things, which I still am a novice at. Obviously, I don't know much about that. But those sort of things I'm learning along the way, even right now. This is another experiment also of like, hey, let's see how this works out. And yeah, so like this has been like a process of me figuring out like my reasons for why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I'm actually a very private person. I don't like putting myself out there that much. I don't want people to know about me. In general, like I'm a hermit. I don't like having a lot of friends. I don't like people knowing about my life. So it's kind of a very contradictory thing to put yourself out on the internet for who knows what kind of people out there are gonna see your stuff. It's not like I don't have other platforms that I'm presenting that, but it's all anonymous, so it's fine. But my voice is the thing that I couldn't get over. It's like that's still me out there. I had to get over that hurdle. So yeah. And I am struggling on his arm so freaking much. Like I don't understand how his arm works. I'm just trying to get the shape here. Anatomy who? Anatomy what? Let me try it. Like his shoulder would be like that, maybe. I think of him as like this big muscly guy, but he's got like a bunch of fur and stuff, so it's like I can't even tell the difference. Maybe I'll give him some muscles there. I don't know how to draw dude muscles. I need to look at like references for this. And yeah, like through the process of like it's more than just playing games and hanging out, because I have to think about like how I'm presenting myself in the games to make it interesting. So like I started with the concept of entertaining a friend, right? And there's like a certain amount of taking on a different persona when it comes to that. Because usually my personality is very low-key, very chill. I just like to be in my head most of the times. But when I'm in the mindset of wanting to entertain people, it's kind of like I take on another personality in a sense. And I was leaning into that with this channel of like, I'm gonna explore that side of myself that I don't often engage with. That is very like, what do you call it? It's very dormant. I kind of suppress it when I'm out in the world around people. It comes out every now and then if I'm comfortable with people. But like, I kind of make references to it in the video where I'm like, guys, I don't act like this in real life. But it's true, like, I'm not that bombastic, I'm not that snarky, really. I can be, it depends. But I try to like tone it down. So that's why it is an exaggeration. It is a persona on purpose in the games. I don't necessarily think I'm the funniest person in the world, but I try. It's more like I take on that personality because I find it entertaining to myself. It's like I'm trying to make myself laugh with like silly, ridiculous like comments that I would never say to people, or the way I talk to characters. I'm like, yeah, I would not say that. But it's kind of like an aspect of myself that I shut away. But I apparently, from what I heard from family members, I used to act a lot like a prankster when I was a kid. Like I liked to entertain people in that way, or make ridiculous sounding voices for characters just to make people laugh. So that's what I leaned into with this channel. Whether it's funny or not, to other people means less to me than if it makes my friends laugh or if it makes me laugh. So, and I enjoy that. That's what I enjoy about playing games for an audience, is that it's like, I don't know, it's like unlocking something that is, it's suppressed. Like I mentioned, it feels good to release, I guess, in that sense. Whereas I'm surprisingly actually a very serious person, like, like right now, I'm always like, okay, we gotta get down to business. What are we doing here? I'm only drawing him right now. I'm intimidated by this angle here with her that I don't know what to do. I should probably just start with her hair, because usually when I draw their hair, I kind of get an idea of what I want to do with them a bit more. She got hair too. I wanted to draw her because I liked the way her hair looked. I thought it was a very interesting design. Yeah, I think I was drawing him, yeah, because I have the reference open, so I'm just staring at the reference while I'm doing this, and it gives me direction while I'm talking. Something to look at. His arm's gonna be here, something like that, or his hand is like grasping her hair. You got claws, bro. Let's make this a bit loose. Okay. We're just drawing lines here, okay? It's all whatever right now. But yeah, that was something I wanted to at least explain what my psychology is in videos. I'm sure if people that were like close to me that I used to talk to, that I don't anymore, if they saw them, they'd probably say like, no, she's exactly like that in real life. And then I'd be embarrassed because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be known for being that mean. Depends on the person. I could be pretty snarky to people. I just try not to be, because some people don't take it very well. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Some people are into that. They'll play along with it. Those are my people. It's just funnier when it's like a character. It's like we have like some parasocial relationship. Absol, why are you the way that you are? Okay. But yeah, I was mentioning that like the whole AI thing with my job is like a huge point of contention, and it's everywhere. It's really kind of sad that a lot of things in society are becoming kind of like irrelevant. Like anything that has to do with humans is being replaced with artificial intelligence. Just things that they take away the human spirit. And right now, this is like my way of fighting back against it. I mean, as an artist in general, that's just gonna be a lifelong thing of mine. But it's the same with like games too, because there's like AI channels where you've probably encountered this, is like you watch a video and it's like not even someone's voice, it's just some AI generated robot sounding voice, and then they have an AI script, and then they have fucking AI art in the background, and it's like none of it is, there's no human behind that. It's just, there might be someone prompting it, you know, like they're putting in things to tell it to say, writing a script with ChatGPT or some shit, but like none of it has any substance or creativity or human touch. And there's more of those channels that are happening on YouTube right now. I'm sure other YouTubers are talking about this. And it's upsetting. It's upsetting seeing it everywhere. And this is, I guess, my way of like fighting back against that, of like, okay, if no one wants actual artists anymore, well, us artists that are already out here, we gotta step it up and continue to create. We can't be discouraged. So here I am, trying not to be discouraged in the light of my job situation. I still have the job, it's just feels very irrelevant right now. Its use has been diminished in my life. So I'm just gonna pour all of my energy into something that actually gains me a return. Bear in mind, I had this job for like up to, I think it's like bridging on 4.5 years, almost 5 years now. And they you know, they don't care. Loyalty doesn't mean anything to these people, you know? So I'm aware that YouTube has its own challenges like that. Like I said, there's AI channels, they're trying to get rid of us here too. But it's really just a case of last man standing. Like, we can't let that get to us. You know, we gotta, but like, just keep going in spite of it all. And eventually it'll all work out, I feel. There are people that want to find authentic channels. Like, they're sick of the bullshit. So I'm sure those type of people will find me. And it'll be all great. I'm trying to figure out her hair right now. It makes no sense to me. I was excited to draw her hair, and now I'm like, what is going on? It's like a little candelabra. Let me just draw shapes. So there's like one that's like here. It's a very exaggerated version of it. And then there's like, it connects here. It connects here. Yeah. And then it goes like to her head. They're like antlers. They both have like, she has antlers, he has horns. Deer girl and bull guy. That's what they are. Okay, we're getting sort of somewhere. Her face is still very vague. I still don't know what I want it to look like. I'm too scared to try, guys. I'm too scared. Okay, let's look at the agenda. Let's keep yapping here. But yeah, I also mentioned like my mental health around losing a sense of purpose, if I even had that, because my job was kind of keeping that sort of by a thread, and then now they're like, oh, we might be getting rid of you guys, and it's like, art actually is more my purpose, but keeping a consistent job also kind of feels like it gives you that sense of security, whether that's real or not. It at least kind of gives you the feeling that you're stable in life, and when that's gone, it's just it's a hard hitter. So this whole stuff was like an emergency run of like, I need to do something before I lose my mind. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just circling the drain of like, what do I do with my life now? I don't know. The job market is pretty crap for everyone involved, especially even people that are more qualified than me. It's hard for them too, so I haven't given up on that. But I want to do something that feels meaningful for me. And that's what keeps my mental health in check, basically. It's not just, oh, gaming for the sake of gaming. Like, no. I want to be inspired by the games I play too. It's more than just escapism, it's also connecting with people, which was the whole point. Yeah, and I feel like I've saved myself from that pit with this, which is great. I really hope that this is more than just for me. That's the purpose of putting it out there, is that it helps other people too. Like, it really makes me happy when people say that my streams, I guess you call them Let's Plays streams. They call them streams, whatever. They say that my streams like calm them down, and that, you know, it gives me a sense of like, oh, I did something good for someone. That's the most I could hope for with people. Even if I'm not maybe the most entertaining person, at least I could be like a sense of comfort for people who are lonely, or they also feel lost or directionless, whatever. What is her robe doing, bro? I want to do foreshortening with her arms, but I'm too scared to do that. I'm kind of cowardly about that, dude. I love her outfit. I need to figure out what her outfit is doing. She's got like a little puff going on here, like princess sleeves. I love princess sleeves as a fashion girly. I mostly had her in my mind just because I love her design so much. Her character to me is a bit silly. So I'm mostly doing this for the aesthetics. That's okay though. Art is art, right? Taking a pause. I'm having a little pause here while looking at my agenda here. It's like a whole section where I'm talking about childlike joy and whimsy. I do try to bring out how I used to be as a kid, I feel like, in some of my videos. Or I just like to giggle at things, like dumb things. I feel like I found many more things funny when I was a kid. Everything was silly to me. And I kind of missed that part of myself. It's still around, but when you're depressed, it doesn't always come out that way. Is that how her sleeve is, bro? I don't even know. And it's like connected to her dress too. I don't know. And she got her hands going out. I don't know if I want it to be like that. I had so much more in my mind last night. Like, I had a script in my head, and all I did was write bullet points. What was I talking about? Whimsy? Yeah. Like, I feel like my inner child comes out more when I'm playing games. Where I'm just there to have fun. Because when I was a kid, I feel like I wasn't really allowed to have fun a lot of times. Like, I felt like I had to keep things together and be responsible in a lot of ways, even if that wasn't like explicitly said. It was just how I interpreted the way my childhood was, how it was set up. So when I play games, it's kind of like I'm rediscovering how I was originally supposed to be without that sort of trauma, I guess, of like, oh, I just want to relax and have a good time and entertain myself like I would normally as a kid would. I was never allowed that, so I'm just kind of, it's not that I was never allowed that, but it was a battle, shall we say. It was a point of conflict a lot of times. And that part of me comes out when I'm playing games, or it could just be goofy. And I guess in my art, in a sense, I don't know, I have like a very... my art style is whimsical. Can't say it's childlike. It's full of whimsy. I like to think it is. She has like a little, what do you call it? She has like a head covering that's very difficult to draw on this. She's got a braid too. I don't know where I want her braid to go. Trying to figure out where the rest of her body's going in this. His too. He's like bigger than her. I don't know, man. It's like supposed to be towering over her. 'Cause she's tiny. You know, I could look at, I need to maybe look up another reference then of like, my inspiration I guess is more like, okay, I'm gonna have to tap this out, guys. Hold up. Thinking of Castle in the Sky, where she's like floating in the air. So that might be a good thing to reference here. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm looking at it. Let's see. Show me the picture. Maybe? Yeah, think about it. I don't know. I might end up doing that actually. So I want it to look like she's floating. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I've never drawn her before. Usually it takes me like 2 times to draw certain characters. Like I'll start once and then I'm like, I don't like it. And then I have to do it again and it usually turns out better the second time. So this may just be my first attempt really. So I'm trying to get like the shapes down and like how her size, she's tiny. Like a lot of the characters in here are very tiny builds. So it's like the anatomy is not going to be the typical, I don't know. It's very cartoonish, of course. Like her legs probably gonna end up like here. I think exaggerated, so let's see. To keep looking back and forth between the references. She's like an elf. It's like, they say that she's like 26 or something. This is what she looks like at 26. So she's like a chill chuck. Like from Dungeon Meshi. She's like, I don't know what they call their people, but he was like he's like a small man. He's like 27. He's going into middle age and he looks like a child. That's what's going on here. She's like part of his race. They don't really clarify what her race is in the game because they all have like different species, I guess. I don't know. Like he's a demon and then there's like the cat people, Dana, and there's Ajumi. What is she? Like, maybe they said it, I just didn't really pay attention. I don't know. It was never really that outlined to me. I'm just going off of vibes of what her proportions are here. I'm doing like a gesture drawing, but leaving A gesture drawing is supposed to be where you don't take your pencil off the paper, you just keep going continuously. I'm not doing that, but like the part of gesture drawing is you're not supposed to look at it either. You're supposed to keep looking at the subject that you're drawing and then you just keep going. But what I'm doing is I'm only looking at the subject, but taking my pencil off the paper every now and then. Just drawing sticks here. Her foot would end like around here. I don't know, if I don't like the way it looks, I'm gonna change it. I know how to draw legs, guys. I'm just drawing shapes. I refine it like way further down in the process. I just draw like ideas, concepts of where they're gonna be at. And the other leg, I guess, would be like here. Fucking. It looks crazy. Looks crazy. But I got the idea, sort of. I'm also trying to see if I like this setup. Again, I'm not used to drawing at my desk like this. Do I like that position? Not really. I don't typically narrate myself when I am drawing either, so this is new to me. Just like I don't narrate myself in games when I'm playing by myself. Sometimes I will. I'll make jokes, but I won't narrate it quite the way I do. There's some artists, they stream their drawings and they don't talk. Totally respect that too. I just feel the need to yap, so it's not just, I don't know. It's more interesting that way. Other foot's over there. Fuck it. Okay. What does her freaking clothes look like? It's not helpful. I'm looking at the manga version. Well, maybe, because then it gives me an idea of where. Like her cloak, like where her sleeves are, is a part of her cloak. It's like attached, which is very odd, so I don't know how that would work. It's like a giant poncho, when I think about it. And then she's got like a little thing here. And her legs are, she's got like pants on too, so that's another part of the shape. To be aware of that. If anyone enjoys this, please let me know, and I might do other characters from the games. Whatever interests me at the moment, I'll pick like a random character from the game and be like, yeah, let's just doodle them for like an hour or so. I don't know how long this is gonna be. However long it takes me to get an idea here. I don't know how her frickin' cloak moves. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna do a little bit of flourishing here, embellishment, because I have no freaking clue. It's like, yeah, it's attached to, it's all attached to like one part. It's gonna be fluttering in the breeze, of course. Okay, cool. I still haven't even got her face down. For my original sketch of Pearl, I kind of want to go back to it and draw a background. Because she's just floating in white space like a lot of my sketches are. got a cute little button nose. You got a tiny little nose. I don't know if I want the nose to be there. Oh, I have like a thing about noses in art. Like I'm always like changing the placement of it. It's crazy. I'm never satisfied with where I put them proportion-wise. Like, here we go again. I'm already erasing it. I need to make room for her eyes, because like they have ginormous big ol' eyes in this game. And to think I drew Pearl, I drew her like when my first playthrough of the game, when I had no idea about her character. I just really loved her design so much. And now I know what she's like. I don't think I would change my drawing of her, but it's just funny to me that it's like, oh, I know nothing about this character, I'm just gonna draw them. Oh my god, the face, I'm like locking in. Every time I get into the faces, it's like, oh my god. What the fuck am I doing, dude? What am I doing? I gotta get it right. This might take me like a solid ass hour of figuring out what her eyes are like. It's throwing me off. This is frustrating me, dude. I may or may not have to return to this. I also wanted to talk about like being new to making content online is its own brand of like, it's like its own new thing, new unique challenge I have to deal with, where a lot of times it feels like I'm just shouting into a void. I'm familiar with that feeling because I ran a blog for many years since I was a teenager. Or like getting out of teenagehood. I know what it was like to just post art and have no one care. Like no one sees it, no one posts it, no comments, no likes. It's just, I mean, there's people probably that do see it, but they just don't interact with it. That's very common online. Unless you're like a big artist or, you know, super, I'm not gonna say talented, but like you're just well-known. Well-known artist, you have like established base, and get a lot of engagement. Because I'm so used to that, it's the same thing on YouTube of like, it's very Sisyphean. Feels like you're constantly hauling a boulder up the freaking hill every single day by posting, and it's the same thing over and over again every time, and it can get a bit disheartening every now and then, but like I said, I'm so used to it that it doesn't really stop me for long. Like, I eventually get back on it because I'm like, well, maybe there is one person out there that really actually does enjoy what I'm doing here and they're looking forward to the next upload. Who knows, you know? Like, you gotta be that delusional and just think, you just assume, like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, it really only takes one person. Or just the idea that someone out there is looking for that. Someone out there wants your idea. They want to see you. It's true. So why not put it out there? My philosophy is usually, you may as well do it, because if you don't do it, you're going to regret it more than doing it. And, you know, withholding the things about yourself, like the gifts that you have that you feel that you can offer, it's kind of like you'd be doing not only yourself a disservice by remaining unseen, but also the world a disservice by keeping that from them. Maybe someone needed to see that at some point in time. Or needed to hear something that you had to say. And you just were there at the right time. And you would never know that if you never put it out there. So I try to stop myself from feeling like oh, that's so cringe. Why the fuck would I say that or do that? Or no one gives a shit. Like, I need to kill that part of myself that whispers those things, because I'm like, well, maybe it's not cringe to one person. I could never really know that for certain, so I may as well try. I'm trying to give her like a half open eye look, which I'm familiar with that. That's why I'm struggling right now, because I'm trying to achieve that. My arm is at an angle that is awkward, so it's hard to figure this out. I think it's here, okay. God. No, it's not. I'm at an angle. Usually I turn my paper as I'm doing this. I've been watching Witch Hat Atelier recently. This is also what inspired me to draw. If anyone's watched that show, you'll understand what I mean. It kind of revived my passion for drawing again, where there's certain scenes. I feel like sorry, I'm jumping all over my words here. I feel like the show is a love letter to artists. That's what I want to get out. That's why I enjoy it, because there's certain scenes that only an artist or people that do this type of stuff that requires fine motor skills would understand it. Like, there's a scene that I saw the other night where if anyone doesn't know the plot, they're just like, the way that they do magic, that they cast spells, because they're witches, right? The way they cast spells is by drawing them, like kind of like alchemy. They draw circles and little like symbols and marks. And then there's a scene where one of the apprentices, she's new, she doesn't have much experience with it. So like, kind of like when you first learn to write, it kind of comes out all janky, same with drawing. But the more you repeat it, the better it gets. So she was observing the other students and how they drew their symbols. And she was trying to see how they got their circles to be so perfectly round. And she just watched it. Instead of like drawing it, starting it, they would just do it over the air a little bit. And I'm like, that's so true. Like, I literally do that in my art. Like, when I'm trying to find like the shapes of things, I'll like make a motion. Like, oh yeah, it's kind of like that. I want it to look like that. And I might erase it or whatever, but initially it starts out with a movement from your hand. And then it gets finer and finer as you start to become more certain. So yeah, like that kind of like revived my desire to do art again, where I was like, I miss the feeling of creating. I can't believe I let it go on for so long. Which I was gonna get into at the start of the video. I think I was leading up to that where I said that I was so stressed out from everything that was going on with my job. That I just haven't been making art as much as I was last year. Last year I had more free time on my hands, I felt more certain about my life, and I was just like, yeah, I could draw on the side. And I had so many projects that I did for certain groups, online groups that were, like I did like art contests and stuff, or I drew for friends or whatever for fun. And then this year it's been like 5 months now, we're in month 5 and I haven't drawn a single thing, and it's really getting to me. So this is my attempt to get back into it. I don't know how I want her eyes to look. I'm gonna be so for real, like his was easy. I just knew right away what it was like, and with hers it's not quite like that. Usually with these characters I don't struggle with this as much. I think a part of it is because I don't know what I'm doing for hair either. I'm just drawing shapes right now, guys. Does she even have eyebrows? Her bangs are so thick that I can't see her eyebrows, so I don't have a reference for what her eyebrows look like. I think it'd be cute if she had like circle eyebrows. Okay, as soon as I got the eyebrows going, I don't know what they actually look like, but I just find this very cute. I'm not even checking like my camera that often. Although I should. Alright, so it kind of like cut off because I was checking to see if it was still recording my voice. And then I ended up having to pause it. So, well, I'm back. And it's been like, I don't know, another like 12 or so hours. Oh no, the setup is dying. Okay, that kind of works. This is very difficult to draw with some contraption above my paper. So I'm trying to work around this right now. I might find a better way to do this. But yeah, there is a reason that there's like a random cut. And I worked on stuff more in the middle of that. I just took a break and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna work on it, like actually concentrate. Sorry you didn't get to see the progress, but I couldn't help myself. It was bothering me. It's difficult to draw at this angle. I'm used to having it, not flat. I'm used to having it like angled towards me. Therefore, I'm gonna start moving it, yeah. Therefore, I just decided to go rogue, do it myself. But yeah, at least you get to see some progress going on rather than sitting through another hour or so. I think I spent at least an hour trying to get her face right, or the way that I was envisioning it, I guess. She's kind of got like some sleepy look, like she hasn't slept in days. Kind of like that. Like I kind of likened Matilda to Persephone because it's very similar to me. I don't know, I see it that way, and this is, I guess, how I would envision like a young Persephone. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look at the references again. Let me just move it. I'm gonna be moving the paper around. I've been wanting to keep it stationary just for like ease of people to see it, but it makes it more difficult for me to actually draw, so. But yeah, you could see I've defined more of the lines. I actually was working more on her face this time because it was irritating me that I couldn't quite figure it out, and I was taking a long time to do that, so I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna work on it. It feels like, it's like sculpting. It's just a blob, and then you start to define it and get the details down. So I just sat there figuring out her hair and everything, and the more I looked at the reference, I started to understand what her hair is actually doing. I was like, oh yeah, there's braids going on here. She's got like a bunch of waves, which will be pretty fun to draw. Yeah, I hope my hand isn't too much in the way. I don't think I could really zoom at this point with the setup I have. I'd like to, but I'll try to make it more visible. But yeah, I don't think with this second part that I'm gonna be on very long, because I don't want the video to be too long. 2 hours might be too much, I don't know. That's why people stream their drawing. Like many artists, they're just streamers because it takes out the having to think about timing. You just sit and draw for hours. I might do something like that, maybe, we'll see. Just have like a solid set of how many, maybe 2-hour blocks where I'm just working on sketches. That sounds fun. Let me know down in the comments if y'all are into that. And then I might just do it. And then I could actually like chat with you guys. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see if I could pay attention long enough to what's going on in the chat while I draw. So I'm already distracted by my own yapping of what I'm saying while I'm drawing. See, I was able to get a lot of stuff done here because I wasn't talking. That's really all it was. But yeah, I'm just wanting to tie up loose ends. If I end it early, I will probably just cut it out maybe 30 minutes in, and then I'll make a part 2 where I'm actually completing the whole sketch and then painting it eventually. If I make it to that point, sometimes I lose motivation when I'm drawing certain subjects. Like I think it has a lot to do with like the frustration of not getting it the way I envisioned it, and then I just drop certain projects. Or I'm not sure how I want to go about it, and then I'm like, oh, I'll figure it out eventually, and I never get back to it. I will try to hold myself accountable with this one and not do that, for sure. I don't know how this freaking antler thing works, honestly. It's like a plant. It's like a tree trunk, which I think is pretty cool. I was thinking about what I said earlier, or I was talking about like, because of my looming unemployment possibility, my response was to go into YouTube. And I want to clarify to anyone watching this, any contrarians out there, or people who want to argue and say, oh, that's not a good career prospect. I'm just letting you know now, disclaimer, I'm not promoting YouTube as an alternative career path. Although some people probably would, like, super seriously with their full chest, yes, you should do it. I just want to make it clear that I did it as a coping mechanism, okay? It's just, I still very much see it as a hobby. If I expect it to go anywhere, that's probably going to be years into the future, and that's not something I have control over. I'm aware of that. So any young'uns out there, don't take it as serious advice. I'm just talking about my experience. Like, you could make a channel, yes, but there are other career paths you could take. It's not just, don't just do something like that just because you lost your job. That's not what I'm trying to promote. Okay. I don't know how I want her thing to go. Genuinely, what? Okay, that kind of works. It's very complex. I think the manga version of her, they simplified it for ease. I could go that path, but I'm a little bit insane. Every project I've ever done, people are like, oh no, you don't have to work that much on it. It's okay, you can simplify it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm insane. I will do the utmost. It's either 0 or 100 with me. Like, I drew like a phoenix for like a mascot for like a, I guess you could call it like a trivia game I was in with a group. And, you know, I could have just went like super simplistic, but no, I drew every single tiny feather on that phoenix. I worked overtime to get that exactly the way I wanted it to be. I am not one of those artists that will simplify things. I think they're cool for doing that, but I'm just like, I like a lot of details. I enjoy creating the details, I guess. That's why I like heavy line work. It is a separate skill to do art without line work, which I also think is pretty cool. I might try it at some point, but not today. Not today, non-line art. I'm just like putting my hand, this is the downfall of working with pencils, is that you end up smudging. If you're not careful with your hand placement, you end up smudging the parts that you were already working on. I noticed it was smudged earlier too. It's harder because this paper is very textured. So I'm noticing it's smudging a little bit more than I typically would with a sketchbook. Because the texture, like, it holds the lead a lot easier. So I got to be careful. Of course. Oh, it's still at an angle. Hopefully you guys could see what's going on here. I'll keep it at that angle. The only reason it's at an angle is from my poor hands. My back's already hurting trying to sit in this position. Okay. I'm gonna darken his lines too, because I think I'm set on how I want him to look here. Sort of. Let's get that reference back up. They're not very... I tried zooming in on the picture, they're not very like specific about the lines. I have to do some guesswork, it's very blurry. Now it's also smudged because I erase a lot, but I keep it very loose and light when I'm first sketching, so especially on this paper, because this paper, once you darken the lines, it's very hard to erase it. So I keep it loose and light for a lot of it, or I erase it a lot, so that I can, it's more like I'm trying to decide if that's how I want the lines to be placed, and then I darken them once I'm certain about it. Am I speaking the obvious? Yeah, probably. I'm just explaining my process. Okay, he's got like mad facial hair. For a second I was like thinking of what was it? The Fire Lord Ozai. I was wanting to give him the Ozai beard. Y'all share quite a lot in common, I'm sure. He never got the chance to do evil shit. And that's because of how the story went. Because I killed him in the game. I stopped him. He didn't get very far in his pursuits, unfortunately. Sounds like I'm rooting for him. I'm just curious of what he would have done. Made the world fall into chaos, maybe. It's not really certain what his beard looks like now that I'm looking at it. Nothing is defined in this art. I called it fan art on accident. It's not fan art, it's official art that I'm referencing from. I would not reference from fan artists because they have their own interpretation. Unless I was interested in their art style, then that's a different story. Yeah, I don't know how his beard works. I'm very confused. It's a very impressive beard, if I do say so myself. He's got a pretty intense widow's peak. Oh, I see now. I'm like actually looking at how he's got like a shadow over here. So the crest of his hair is more or so up here, I guess. This might be a challenge. If it isn't shaped properly, it's gonna be completely off. Saying this because I draw characters that have this type of hair. It's like a little hood over there. Their bangs form like a hood. And if you don't do it right, it can look like incomprehensible. Like you have to understand the shapes properly to get it to work. I do enjoy the challenge of figuring it out. I will say it is a challenge to me. So I explained to my mom once that drawing is a lot like a series of problem solving. You have to figure out how to do certain things, and when you make mistakes, you gotta figure out how to ameliorate them. What's not working? What's working? Let's say that in a job interview. Oh yeah, I'm a problem solver. I assess the situation. I make decisions. It's like, oh, so you're good at conflict resolution? Yeah, on the paper. I have an argument with my drawing. You can't really argue back, but it still frustrates me. You could add emotional regulation on top of my skill set. How about that? I really hope that the frickin' mic is working. The reason I stopped in the first place was because I was worried the mic wasn't recording. I know that's like a dull thing to point out, but it's a genuine concern. Technical issues. Her expression is a lot more in love than I originally intended. I didn't really... Like, she's giving him the eyes, man. I didn't even think about that when I was drawing it. It was not my intention at all, but I'm really glad that it turned out that way. I'm gonna keep it like that. She got the goo-goo eyes, man. Because you couldn't really see in the game their expressions, because all they have are the sprites on the screen and then the official artwork shown in the captions. So it's like, unless they were animated, which I still haven't watched. I think there's an anime, I still haven't watched it, so I can't say for certain how they emote them. But yeah, if I were animating her, I suppose that's how I'd make her look like. His hair reminds me of Din the Dancer from the Oracle of Seasons. It's, I mean, a similar color, it's very floofy. I'm only saying that because I drew her before and his hair reminds me of how I felt kinesthetically. How I remember drawing her hair. I don't think I'll do the same thing. Maybe I might add the little like highlights. Considering it. Gotta make him into a baddie now. I don't know what I was doing with the lines here. Sometimes I forget why I do certain things. And then if I erase it and then I remember again what it was for, it's like, oh shit, why'd I erase that? Why'd I do that? He's got like a little smarmy expression. I don't even know. What are those lips doing, man? What those lips do? Why are they shaped like that? I'm just frustrated because I can't draw it properly. I can't see. This is all like, it's gotta be artistic interpretation. Because they don't have multiple illustrations of the characters. His armor is like all spiky and stuff too. He's even got like a necklace on. I did not notice that. He's like bejeweled up and everything. He's got more jewelry than she does. I also find it pretty funny, I mentioned my reasons for wanting to draw him is that he's got abs. And then in this illustration, the way it's set up, you can't even see him. That's so unfortunate. She's the star of the show, obviously. You could see, don't listen to what I say, listen to what I do, or watch what I do. That goes for everybody, by the way. have no idea how his hair goes. Just making a bunch of assumptions here. Okay, let me try and work out her pants. I want it to be, what do you call it? Like contained, like the whole sketch. We gotta balance it out now. Let's see, I think it's in the picture, I'm hoping. Y'all could see that, right? I'm glad it's not just leg, there's actual pants, because that means all I have to care about is drawing the pants. I think she's a little bit shorter than how I'm drawing her to be. Actually, a lot shorter. I might have to shorten it. Okay. She got some strange looking shoes too. Big old feet too. They got like giant hands and giant feet in this game, like the character designs. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna lean into the cartoonish proportions. I'm not gonna give them realistic proportions. And if anyone asks, I'm just gonna be like, well, have you seen them in this game? He pretty funny looking. He funky looking. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make one of them pointing. How about that? Let's see if I like that. Yeah, okay. Goodness. I want this to be like fully in the video so y'all could see. Struggling with the setup versus my comfort levels here. It's gonna be difficult figuring out these pants because they're like puffy, sort of. I'm not used to drawing the folds of those. I am purely going off of vibes here. Actually, I could look up, let's sort of zoom up here. I could look up Esmeralda, because she has puff pants. Just to get a good idea of what they look like. I'm literally holding it up. Guys, enjoy this for the few seconds that you're gonna see it. Oh, but hers are like super puffy. They're like at the extremes. That's... I was about to say that's not helpful at all, but it's a little bit helpful. Oh, the anime version of her is so cute. What am I doing not watching the anime? Let's see. The image. Why is it so tiny? Oh my god, it's so tiny. Okay. Okay. I'll do the best I can with what I got here. I think I'm making them a little bit too flared here. They're more rounded. They're like oval shaped. Hello. I don't know what the inside of her clothes look like. There's a few details. She's got like a little, it looks like a sash across her chest here. Sort of, it's a bit closer here, I guess. And it looks like green scales almost, or maybe like a velvet little pattern. It's really pretty. I don't see the whole thing though. There's only like parts of it peeking out from her design. And then she's got like, let me make that a little bit thicker. There, and then she's got like a, I don't know what you call it, another sash. Across, like leading down to the waist. And this area I have no information because she covers it in the design. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about this part. It's gonna be a lot of guesswork going on here. There's also like a little dangly thing that hangs, kind of like Zelda's. Like Zelda, her design, she has like a little, I don't know what you would call it. Something that, a piece of cloth that hangs and dangles on her dress. And she has one of those. Matilda does. I could tell that it's not attached to the pants, it's just hanging there, so it's like a tapestry. That's good, because then I don't have to worry. I could hide the leg going on here, the lion situation. I could just have a little tapestry floating. I do love hiding my inconsistencies with other things in the art. I don't have to worry about that part. Boy howdy, do I love shortcuts. I have no idea how it's gonna hang. Watch me like go and watch the episodes after this, like of the show, and be like, okay guys, I figured out what it looks like. How did I figure that out? I'm never telling. It's not like I watched the anime or anything. got like, it looks like leaves or feathers going on here. I'm just gonna draw an outline of them so I know where they're at. They're just about almost the length of her pants. Of course, we're gonna go more into the details later, but that's not happening right now. Cool, cool. And then I don't know what the inside of her robes look like, because you only see the outside. It never shows you the inner part towards her. I could only assume it's the same green that's on the inside of her cloak. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this part, honestly. Clothes, drawing clothing folds are my weakness. I can draw characters just fine. I also struggle with backgrounds, but that's another thing entirely too. That's a conversation for another day. I once had a friend that she liked drawing backgrounds, and I was like, oh yeah, we should collab. You draw backgrounds, I draw the characters. Kind of like that one movie, Look Back. I don't know how I want her cloak to billow. It's gonna be somewhat like that, I don't know. And then she's got like leaves too at the ends of them. Little leaf charms. It'll look something like that, who knows. And then there was one on the other side. This part. I'm just making this part up right now. I'm gonna assume that it's like sewn into the fabric because it's a sleeve. So it has to be like part of the inner side too. So I'm just gonna define that. The original designers can fight me if they want. As if I'm relevant enough for them to see this video and argue with me about the mechanics of her robe. Okay. I didn't do the puff on this side either. I don't know what was going on here. What's going on this little area here? So much chaos in the lines. What was I doing? And then I'm gonna look back on it and I'm gonna be like, why did I erase that? Oh my god, that was so necessary. What the hell? What else did I want to focus on? Oh yeah, I was like going really into her braid here. That took like 1000% of my concentration. This is gonna take 1001% now. I had a line going, but that one's pretty janky right here. Right here. It's gonna naturally rise up like it's floating. I'm not accomplishing that. I don't know how long her braids are actually, now that I'm looking at them. That's an issue. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what I could do? I could hide some of the stuff going on here with her braid. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna do that. Oh my god, this is so funny. See, like, this is why I only show people the final product of my art, so they don't see the whole process of me fudging things. I don't know, it's all imposter syndrome. I don't know what I'm doing. It just looks cool. Yeah, dude. It's just... it's having a little field trip over here. I think I went a little bit too dramatic with that curve. I'm a fraud, guys. I'm not an actual artist. I just cosplay at being an artist. I don't know if I like this. I'm running into conflict with the frickin' light here, so what I might do is... Not sure how I want this to go. I want it to look like it's rising up, but naturally. Yeah, so it's lifting, it's going past the light. Okay, I guess I can't hide her chest piece after all, or whatever this area is. I think I like this a bit better. Thinking. I put a lot of thought into how I want the hair to move in a lot of my drawings. So this might take me a while. Yeah, I think I might do that. It has like a little curl. I don't know. Or is that too much? This is how I draw braids, by the way. I just do two like parallel lines and then I start like defining the little like ridges as I go after, and then I erase the original lines as I add the ridges in. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Deciding how I want the hair to move takes me like 3 business days, I swear to God. Like this is this is probably gonna take me all night. I do random like versions of it and then I erase it over and over again. So I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I'm really running into a rut here. There's more lines that are erased than there are drawn, I feel like, since I started this. Her hair has more flexibility than her clothes, which is kind of funny to me. Ugh, that was awful. Don't do that again. Bad midnight, bad. Oh my goodness. Bring the reference back, okay. Put this in the center again, jeez. I could see why digital artists have an easier time streaming online, because they just have like, it's just on a screen. God, I hate drawing clothes, guys. I really do. Ugh. gonna draw the easier parts so I get less frustrated. Distract myself. I do a lot of grumbling when I'm drawing. It's just not, I just don't voice it out loud, it's not external. It's more like I get so frustrated that I end up throwing it across the room because I'm like, God, it's not working out how I want. That's me right now. Even in the middle of the freaking artwork and it looks sort of okay and I'm like, no, that specific detail irks me. I'm in that phase right now. Oh, maybe it's because my back is hurting. This angle is not helping my back. It's because I'm so used to shrimp sitting, where my back is just curled up in a ball, and I know that's not good for me, and that's why when I'm forced to sit somewhat straight, like this for too long, it hurts my back, because it's not used to being supported. Gotta strengthen my back muscles. That's usually what's supposed to help with back pain. Flexibility in your legs, like your hamstrings, and strengthening your back muscles through, I don't know. I'm not a healthcare professional, don't take this as fact. They're just exercises I used to do. I used to do a lot of flexibility exercises so I could touch my toes. And I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be able to do that if someone asks me right now because I haven't done it in a while. This is her little head cape thing. Shroud, whatever. Oh, wait, I'm not good at drawing that either. Well, She's got another braid too. Maybe I'll just hide it. So many details in her outfit. I'm quiet again because I'm concentrating. And there's like crosses in here. Something like that. We also got his arm that was down here, and now it's gonna have to move. Oh my goodness. There's many things to consider here. He's got big old hands too, so. I don't know, I'm not even looking at the reference, but that's just so I get an idea of where his hands are. Look at her feet. Looks like she's got heels on. Yeah, I think those are heels. If anyone's curious about what I'm drawing on, it's my sketchbook. I use this for a lot of tasks because it's a flat surface and it's hard. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to draw on my computer's keyboard like this. Somehow it works. I don't know how her feet are supposed to work with this. I'm genuinely confused. She got some ankle showing, so let's see what we can do with that. Again, it's not very realistically portrayed. They big old wacky looking feet too. We got concepts of a foot, but it's a heel, so. Oh man. Oh man, this guy looks so awkward. And then there's like another leaf on top of it too, so it's like, it's that. Drawing it at a different angle too, so. Okay, that's a lot of detail for something that I just decided on the spot. I don't even know if I like the look of that. Keeping the lines kind of like a little bit rickety because that is the style a bit of this game. Like, I was complaining about it earlier, but that is the charm of the art style. They're not like smooth or just like her hair over here is like very twisty and crinkly looking. Iconic, truly. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to get off now because it's getting to be that time of the day. Gotta cook, actually. Didn't expect to be on here that long. But let's do like a little overview of what I did. We got him a little bit more defined. We got her feet going, legs sort of defined. Hand still questionable. And then her lovely face. I will make a part 2 of this for sure. If I don't, said for sure. If I don't, y'all will still see the final results of this. But thanks for watching this far. Congrats for getting this far. Hope to see you next time. Anyway, I'm out. Bye-bye.